Hello, friends. So we're going to do a little recap of Bicycle Day in San Francisco, the Alex and Allyson Grey show. They put on every year. If you don't know what Bicycle Day is, you should probably look into that because that's not what we're going into in this video. It's just a little recap of the show, our experience with it, and what we got out of it. We'll start with when we were in the garage here and we allegedly took our dose. I might have taken just one gel tab of LSD.
I may have candy flipped, allegedly.
He might have. And so we called the lift.
The thing that was funny about it is that we originally wanted to take it early, that way it kicks in right when we get there, because LSD is just sometimes when it kicks in, it's very uncomfortable. So we were trying to take it before the lift ride and have it timed perfectly, but since the guy dropped us back off, we didn't really want to be tripping in a lift ride. You know what I mean?
We were a little more blasted on the bridge.
Yeah, so it started getting a little weird towards, like, once we were getting closer, like, just zoning out, breathing a little too intensely, and so...
Yeah, the driver took us straight to the show in San Francisco.
Everyone was wearing colorful stuff, and it was just a very positive, loving environment. You totally notice how everybody is super happy, dancing, wearing colorful clothes, playing music. Everyone's hugging each other. It's just like it was pretty much like it's not just like a music show, it's like a live performance art show. So there's paintings everywhere, there's live music, there's freaking DJs in rooms, there's virtual reality, and everyone just allegedly doses up and just walks around, looks at cool paintings, high fives everybody, and freaking listens to music, dances, and
it's a real be yourself freak show.
It feels like it feels like the 70s, but like modern times. Like it's all like computered music, and everyone's just passing joints. And
I mean, one of the groups there was doing basically Grateful Dead tribute, so it is like a renaissance of like the 60s, 70s hippie movement, but crossed with like science and modern technology and not Indian, but Eastern culture kind of. Just it's a mix of a lot of awesome stuff.
It's such a strange place, but I love it. Candy flipping, if you don't know, is LSD and MDMA, and when so I feel like I was really feeling the love from the MDMA, but also having the being really aware and conscious of my surroundings from the LSD. And I just remember when it started kicking in, colors started blurring and meshing together and enhance it. It was just super intense. But I just remember how good it felt to let go of all insecurities. I wasn't scared of dancing. I wasn't scared to talk to people. I didn't feel shy. I didn't care what people thought of me in the moment, because you look around and it really made me aware of just how loving everybody was there and how open-minded everybody was. It was like a convention of just be yourself. There's people wearing costumes. There's people dressed normal.
When you look around, you see the conversations everybody's having and the genuine smiles on their faces, and they're hugging their friends and stuff, and you're just like, this is an all good vibes show. There's nobody having drama. I don't know. It's not like other shows I've been to.
I remember at one point there was some lady. She was just dancing in front of me, and I didn't know what she wanted. And I was just like, hug, and that's what she wanted. You can tell she was black. Pupils just.
Yeah, because she was dancing, facing, looking at
right
you.
At me,
yeah,
and
exactly.
I'm like, hug. And I remember when I hugged her, she gave me a hug, and she just whispered, "Come here, you." And it wasn't anything sexual or anything like that. It was just a friendly hug, and I just remember how good it felt to feel a hug from such a positive, happy person. And it's just because you see that there's so many people, man, that are just so not enjoying their life, and it's I get it, man. Life is freaking difficult to manage sometimes, but it's when you're around that all the time, that kind of rubs off on you, and you go there, you're just everyone's just smiling at you, hugging you, high-fiving you, and you're just wow, no one's judging anybody.
They call it the Love Tribe for a reason.
Oh yeah, we mentioned Alex Grey was speaking.
Yeah, so to back up a little bit, so when we first got there, we were just kind of sitting. The place was still empty. We kind of walked around the place and then sat and just let the feelings take over us, the vibes, the drugs, the everything. And we're sitting there, and we see, I see out of the corner of my eye, Alex walk through, like, the center of the mostly still empty main room, and he's just kind of, like, walking through, kind of power walk, and then he stops to, like, take a picture of the stage, you know, where he's going to be painting on and everything, and I just, like, smacked you, and you're just, like, so softly, dude, like, what? Yeah, dude, I was like, I didn't want to, like, say his name and have him hear and then, like, start running because we wanted to fucking, storm him or something, so I didn't really have words, but afterwards you were like, that was so worth the hit.
Dude, I know, because I was like, dude, it was coming in strong. I just remember just like, oh, what? And like, I'm just zoning out thinking just like, oh my god, I think I want to dance, but then like the LSD's making me like, what's going on? I want to dance, what's going on? I felt like a bird or something, like my attention span just kept swimming, just
there's so much going on, like just walking up and down the hallways with all the painting, it was like I could sit and look at this for days, but other people are trying to walk through and look at this too, so like I guess the dance floor is the place to be for us.
And when you hit me, I remember just like, I didn't even, dude, honestly, I wasn't even aware if it was a stranger. Like I was so calm, just boom, and I'm like, hey man, what's up? Because like I'm just like, he never hits me. I never get hit. What's going on?
I didn't have words in that moment.
Yeah, he poured it in that. It was cool, man. And Alex gave a speech. It was funny because like I guess you could call it a speech. It wasn't really a speech. He got to realize people were like. He just walked out. I was like, I feel that we're all about at 300 mics about now.
Yeah, I think they planned for it more to be a speech and everything, and that it kind of just gets taken over by the crowd and the energy and the fun of the whole show.
It was a big crowd, too.
It was just the paintings in the hallway too. I know there was so many artists there, so I know I'm not going to be able to give everyone credit, but there was stuff, you know, by Android Jones. Some of the original canvases of Alex Grey's was so trippy to see.
Yeah.
I kind of couldn't believe they were even there. Like, dude, these should be like in a safe somewhere. But there was stuff like in the crowd where the dance floor kind of was. There was like half painted canvases, and like in the middle of the show, people just kind of come out and start painting, and then like a couple feet from them people are dancing, and then on stage, you know, I think, you know, there was a whole bunch of groups that played too, but before Alex started, the one that I really liked was Mikhal. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. It's like Mikhal or something like that. And it's just like LSD inspired, like grimy electronic music. Yeah. Like you could tell it's like very modern. It like remixes of modern songs, but it was so psychedelic at the same time.
Yeah, it was, man, there's a lot of good group. Like OTT was there, Govinda was there. You know, we got to see Alex Grey talk, and his wife Allyson Grey was there, which was cool. They were talking about Entheon. Go look up that.
Another thing too I thought was very interesting. I never brought this up to you, so I don't know if you picked up on it or not. But there were little games being played throughout the crowd, and I think not just the water bottle like balancing contest that I won 2 joints from, like
you didn't even know you were part of that.
Yeah, I just seen everybody balancing water bottles on their heads. I'm like, I want to try, and then they all turned back and just started applauding, and I won 2 free joints. But I mean, aside from that, because that was more just like people having fun in the crowd, I don't know if these people worked there or were a part of the event, or if they were just people attending like you or I. But they were playing little games like I seen a dude go by in front of me while we're dancing and shit. And this dude goes by, and he's got, like, what looked like a bar plug to plug shit in, like an outlet, you know, like with a bunch of plugins on it. But it was, like, kind of around his shoulders and neck, and it was all lit up. It was something like that. It wasn't like a bar plug, but it looked like that. And he's just walking by in front of us, you know, just kind of, like, doing his thing, fucking gigging, but still moving. And then, like, not even a minute later, like, 30 seconds later, somebody walks by, like, follows his exact footsteps, basically. And, they're like, make it very obvious that they're looking for someone, you know? They walk by in front and they're just like looking around, like looking in between people, like, what the fuck? And my very first reaction was to be like, are you looking for the dude with the fucking lights and everything? I seen him go that way. And then I was like, what if it's like a little game that they play for people who are just too tripped out and in their own heads, or maybe tripping too hard or something, gives them a little distraction because they like are able to jump in like, oh hey, are you looking for the guy? I can help you find him, and then it gives them something to do mentally or something. There was weird little things that I noticed like that going on in the crowd that are like, was this set up or just like people having fun? Whatever it is, it helps stimulate people because there's already so much going on, but especially people who are on like substances, sometimes you can just start getting too caught up in your own head, and it's little things to be like,
forget where you're even at.
I can help you find him. Like, you're useful because you're just fucking blasted, and it's like, it's obvious to
that one guy we saw, the blonde dude, he had like 2 little like French braids going. He looked like a white Snoop Dogg.
He looked like he came out of the Jesus times.
Yeah, he's wearing pajama pants and like a
Like
freaking white
tunic.
sweater vest. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was just dancing, and his friend was just like, I think it was his first time trying LSD or something, because he was just staring at the floor, just like stuck in his head, like what you were talking about. And his friend's just dancing, just going, and his friend's like trying to smile, he's like.
And then just gets stuck.
Right, and I look at him, and I'm just, he looks at me, and he's like, and I'm like, what's up, man? And he just like, and I was like, oh, poor dude, poor guy.
I've been there at shows. I've been there.
I don't know if he'll ever see it.
felt like,
Shout out that guy. I don't know.
I feel like when we went to Desert Dwellers, I was a little bit too caught up in my own head, just stuck on how fucked up I knew I looked. But this one I was
yeah, that's
loosey-goosey.
another video we gotta say for about Desert
Right,
Dwellers.
right. There was a lot.
Desert Dwellers in San Francisco, January.
And then Alex's talk, like...
Yeah, he can't.
He mentioned everything, you know, everything from Albert Hoffman to the Beatles to the Grateful Dead.
Yeah, he had a slideshow. And
Timothy Leary.
And, like, his wife, you know, she was like, because she's really passionate about what they do. You know, they're building this, like, art chapel called Entheon. You guys should check that out. And
100%.
It's dope. But she wanted to get more in depth with that, but I think he could pick up on the vibe. And
People are a little too fucked up to listen to a full speech when they're on some
And I think
hits.
he might even take a little sign. Who knows? But
that or he's very
just
aware of how it feels. Yeah.
He just sounds like an alien. You know? He almost reminds me like Terrence
We were
McKenna,
on drugs, mind
too.
you, but
so he might have been
was.
doing it on purpose a little more too. Because like I remember every time he'd slow a slideshow and his wife wanted to talk about it, he would just go next.
And then it started happening faster and faster.
Yeah.
He'd be like, yeah, the Beatles, next.
Albert Hoffman, next. He signed my painting, next. My wife's art, next.
And
It's
then
like,
they were getting into so many slides that eventually he didn't want to go through any of them.
Next, all that, next.
Next, all these, next. Like, and then they would go next to a bunch, like, no, wait, back to that one.
Yeah.
Like,
no, not that
whoever
one.
was in control of the PowerPoints must have been a little bit frustrated.
Like, what the fuck, man?
It was so
This
funny.
isn't how
We
we
were
rehearsed
dying.
it.
We were fucking dying.
Yeah, it was great.
I'm trying to think of what else they were shouting out, giving some credit to. Of course, you know, like M.A.P.S, Rick Doblin. Dr. Bronner's donated a ridiculous amount of money to them, or to M.A.P.S for, I think, the third phase of the clinical trials for MDMA.
Yeah.
I think for PTSD for veterans. I hope I'm not wrong in any of that.
No, you know, you're right.
But yeah,
right.
all the info's on M.A.P.S, Alex Grey
Check
shit.
that out.
Yeah, Cosm, Entheon, all that.
Yeah. And so, so they gave their speech, and then
after that,
we just stopped there for now.